Hi my loves, welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. I've got a really bad eye infection, so if any of you have got any spare healing or energy, please send it my way. I would really appreciate it. But let's get into the week ahead. This is a week of a lot of rebellion, revolution, transformation, awakening, freedom. It's going to start on Monday when we get Mercury sextile Uranus. Now, Mercury is a planet of communication, our thoughts, our logic, how we process things, our intellect. Uranus is a planet of liberation, freedom, awakening. So as these two meet in a sextile, there's going to be fresh new ideas come in, inspiration comes in, insights come in. So if you've been struggling with things, struggling to make sense of things, struggling to process things, not sure what to do about certain things, there's going to be this fresh new energy that comes in that helps you just see things a bit differently. It's going to almost free you to see things in a different way. And while we're talking about freedom, this is also a really beautiful week to begin to really check in with your beliefs and your thoughts and make sure they're serving you. And so if your first reaction to something tends to be all the reasons why it wouldn't work or why things wouldn't happen for you, I would really invite you to challenge that this week. If you find yourself stuck in a lot of limiting beliefs often, if you find yourself going over and over and over and ruminating things in your mind and going from yes to no and this to that and here to there, this is such a beautiful, powerful week to begin to check in with the way that your mind works and begin to almost flip the switch of your mind. So if you find yourself thinking about all the ways something could go wrong, flip that into, well, what could go right? How could it work out? If you find yourself very often in a lot of limiting beliefs of not trusting yourself, not believing in yourself, not thinking that you can make things happen, a really powerful thing to do is to just ask, is that true? So when you find yourself lost in that spiral of thoughts and your mind is questioning everything and telling you things, just pause. Is that true? So if you've got your mind saying they don't really like you, this would never happen for you, you couldn't make that happen, is that true? And really feel into whether that's true or whether that is just a loop that goes on and on and on in your mind. We've got the opportunity this week to really begin to free our minds into more expansive thoughts, more powerful thoughts, more in alignment with the direction that you really want to go. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a quieter week then until Thursday. So really use the start of the week to get into your thoughts, your beliefs, the way that your mind works, and see if you can start to flip things and catch yourself when you get in certain ways of thinking. And then on Thursday, we're going to get Mars sextile Chiron. Now, these sextiles we've got this week, sextiles are really supportive aspects in astrology where the energy of the planet almost blends and works together to bring a really beautiful outcome. As Mars meets Chiron, Mars is a planet of motivation, drive, desire. Chiron, that wounded healer. So we're going to find a big opportunity towards the end of the week to start to really heal the things that hold you back. So if you've noticed at the start of the week that you do tend to have more of kind of limiting beliefs in there, or thoughts that don't serve you, or ways of thinking that don't serve you, or you're constantly finding yourself pulled back into past things that not served you, or well, that happened to me, so therefore this happens to me, and that happens, so therefore it means this. Mars and Chiron are going to bring through this really powerful urge and surge to want to heal what's previously held you back, to say, I don't want to believe this anymore. I don't want to think like this anymore. I don't want to allow these things that run through my mind all the time that tell me about the ways that things could go wrong stop me from moving forwards in my life anymore. This is also such a great day for turning any pain into purpose. So being able to look at difficult things that have happened in your life, challenging things that have happened in your life, and really look at what did that teach me? How did I grow from that? And how can I take that and now alchemize that into wisdom to be able to do things differently moving forwards? Because then on Friday, we get a beautiful dreamy day on Friday. We get Mercury conjunct Neptune. So as Mercury and Neptune meet, Mercury, that planet of our mind and communication, Neptune dreams, being able to really dream. We're going to get a day where we're just going to be able to dream and visualize what we want for ourselves and tap into those positive thoughts and that bigger picture thinking and the ability to really be able to see what we want beyond perhaps the little doubts in our minds. So this is just such a gorgeous day for visualizing the life you want for yourself. If you could have the ideal life, what would that look like? Take some time to really be in it, to visualize it, to see it, to have it in like surround sound, HD, full color. We're going to find our minds really able to expand into a dreamscape. Now, we might also find on this day some emotional breakthroughs. So you might find deep emotion coming up, especially after that Mars and Chiron energy, of what that's perhaps shown you, of almost this emotional cleanse, whereby you might find yourself having a little moment of crying and tears, but it's going to feel like a purge, a cleanse, like it's released something. So you might find that moment where you sob on the floor and then you're like, actually, I feel so much better for that. It feels like that just got something out. It's just shifted something. So we're able to really find a cleansing of our minds here, a cleansing of our emotions, and an ability to really alchemize our emotions, our thoughts into the dreams, the bigger picture, into what it is that we really, really, really want. So as we've worked on our thought processes in the week, we've really looked at what we want to heal that no longer holds us back. Friday then is going to hold this just beautiful energy if we've been able to then see what it is that we want beyond all of this. Now, Saturday then, we get Mars square Uranus. Now, just a little mention here, give everyone around you a little bit of grace on Saturday. As Mars squares Uranus, now a square is more of a conflicting energy. So squares, it almost thinks about the planets squaring off against each other, but it's to bring a resolution, it's to bring something through. Mars, planet of motivation, drive, desire, we've already worked with a little bit this week. Uranus, planet of liberation, freedom, awakening, we've also worked a little bit with this week. As Mars meets Uranus, there is this rebellious, revolutionary energy where you're just going to want to break yourself free, to do what you want, to not let anything hold you back. And it can come with that little bit of a, I don't give a, I don't care, I'm doing what I want to do. So as I say, give everyone around you a little bit of grace, because there could be almost a bullshit energy that comes through this day, almost like a, I don't want to say an ego energy, because it's not, if you're really in tune with it, it's not necessarily going to come from ego, but a really strong, powerful, revolutionary, rebellious, I'm going to do things my own way, I'm going to do things this way, this is the way I want to do it. That's the kind of energy that's going to come through. But this is going to be really wonderful for breaking us free from everything we've maybe noticed through the week. So watch out on Saturday. Saturday could be a really good day to begin to make some future plans of what it is that you really want to happen in your life based on what you visualized in that Mercury Neptune energy, to then sit down and go, right, well, how am I going to make that happen? What am I going to do about it? If I want that in the future, what steps do I need to take? Because Mars and Uranus are also going to bring this motivation and drive, and there's not going to be as much of the mind constraints and the mind limitations, because Uranus is going to break you free of that. Uranus is going to say, if there were no constraints, no limitations, no responsibilities, nothing holding you down and holding you back, what would you do right now? What would you go after right now? What would you want right now? That's the energy of Saturday. So as we've had this little dream world on Friday, beautiful day 4, if nothing were limiting you in your life, what would you be going after? That's what you need to be going after. Use the energy of this day to make some intentions around what that is. Because then on Sunday, UK Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. Sunday, we get the Pisces new moon, first of all. Now, the Pisces new moon is going to really help us to tap into that energy of connection to something greater, connection to source. And so whereby the day before you might have fell into, well, this is what I'd do if I had no limitations or constraints or nothing was holding me back, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. The Pisces new moon comes along to tell you that you don't necessarily need to know the hows. All you need to do is hold that vision, that dream of what it is that you want. You do need to meet the universe halfway. So you need to do what you can do, and then you need to surrender and trust and give the rest up to something greater. Please show me how to do this. Please help me to bring this to life. Please help me to bring this into reality. Please show me my next steps. So this is such a powerful moon then for very deep intention setting around our dreams and connecting us then to a higher source of wisdom and power and trust that's going to help us to be able to go after what we want. Now, on this same day, we get the sun now sextile Uranus. The sun is our personality. It's how we're here to shine. It's our sole purpose, our sole mission. So as the sun then meets Uranus in this supportive element, Uranus is going to just help to free you to begin to shine, to free you to be who you came to be. There's going to be a sense of no longer wanting to be held back and wanting to really allow yourself to be all of yourself. We also get Mercury. So you can see these planets. We've got a lot of Mercury energy this week, a lot of Uranus energy this week. Mercury is going to meet Pluto. Now, as Mercury meets Pluto on this same day, it takes us into very deep thinking. It takes us beyond the human mind, and it takes us into that depth of deep intuition, deep inner knowing, connection to divine, God, goddess, source, whatever name you might give it. It's going to almost give us a portal to be able to communicate with something greater, to allow human us to move out of the way and to just allow the stream of consciousness, the downloads, the information to be able to come in. And on this same day, Mercury, we work with Mercury again. Mercury is going to move into Aries. Now, Mercury is going to be in Aries for quite a while, until the middle of May. And this is because public service announcement, Mercury is going to retrograde on the 1st of April. So Mercury will move into Aries, move back in Aries, move forward in Aries. So we'll spend a longer period of time in Aries. Mercury in Aries helps us to be direct, to be focused, to speak up for ourselves, to speak our truth, to say what we mean and to mean what we say, to get very clear on our communication. And so especially as we've worked on our communication through the week, we've worked on our thought processes, we've worked on our beliefs, we've worked on our mind. This is going to help us then to move forwards in a new direction with a new mindset that helps us to really believe that we can and we will. So this is just a really powerful week for, I guess, self-awareness, working on yourself, working on your belief system, on any limiting beliefs that you have, on your mind and whether you let your mind run the show, and for freeing yourself from that, and in doing so, connecting to a greater source of power and wisdom and guidance. So it's going to be quite some week this week. As always, if you do want to work with the lunar energies, the Lunar Living Sisterhood is always there, and there will be a new moon ritual pack that will tell you all about this moon, ways to work with her, meditation, journal prompts, everything else will be in there. And then just a reminder as well that this week, my book, The Goddess Path, will be out on Thursday. I cannot wait for you to hold her in your hands. And as I mentioned last week, if you do enjoy these reports, if you take anything from them, if you take anything from anything I offer, it would mean the world if you could support me in pre-ordering the book. I'm beginning to walk the Goddess Path. I'm sending you so much love for the week ahead, my darlings. Free yourself, liberate yourself, free yourself from the constraints in your mind and the beliefs that have normally been given to us from the outside world, and find your connection to source, to the divine, to a higher wisdom and guidance. Visualize your future, and then let these energies show you how to move towards what it is that you want. So much love, my darlings. I'll be back soon, and hopefully I'll be all healed by the next time I see you. Take care. Lots of love.